Hey, what's up everyone? It's Ryan. In this video, I wanted to follow up the previous video on making nouns into plural. I had forgot kind of a third rule that applies to making these plural forms of nouns. I want to give a shout out to Daniel. Thanks for pointing this out. Um, basically, again, to make nouns plural, we're adding an "eby" ending. Um, and so I already covered the first two rules in the previous video, so just to cover this third one, essentially what happens is sometimes or when we have an a, an e, or an o that is preceded by these letters m, n, r, or l, we call this the mineral rule because it's m, n, r, and l essentially. When you have these vowels preceded by these letters here, these vowels will drop. Okay, so let's look at an example. So we have the word megobari, which means friend. And in order to make it plural, it becomes megobrebi. Now what happened is this a dropped because it's followed by this r here, one of those mineral letters, right? So the a drops, and then we're adding an eby ending here. Here. Technically, I think more grammar-wise, you're actually just adding an eb in there. But if you want to look at it as adding the eb and leaving the e in there, or dropping the e and then adding an eby, I think it really doesn't matter. It's just whatever. It's up to you. I try not to get too into the grammar where it becomes distracting at times. So whatever is your preference, go for it. So a second example would be masablebeli, which means teacher. And again, we have an a vowel here, one of those three up here, followed by an a l, which is one of the mineral letters. So from masablebeli, it becomes masableblebi. Okay, so that a dropped. And then we added the eby ending here. So that's that third rule. And again, of course, there are exceptions. So here, cognates are exceptions. So the word manageri, here, manageri, which means manager. To make that plural, we're just adding an eby ending here. So managerebi, managerebi. So if this wasn't a cognate, we would have dropped this a, but because it is, we leave it in there. Same thing with this word directori. We leave this o in here, even though it's preceded by that l, that r, because it's a cognate. So the word director, directori, becomes directorebi. Okay. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. I'll also leave a link to this resource. This is actually a Peace Corps resource. This is a book that we use as Peace Corps volunteers that we go through in our first 3 months of training. So I'll leave a link to this here. Check it out. It's a good resource. It has a lot of fill in the blank type of things, so it might be a little challenging to just go through on your own. It would probably be good to go through it with a tutor. But there are parts like the part that we just covered where it'll go over a little bit of grammar, and it's pretty clear. I would say, it's very accurate. The teachers that put this together are fantastic. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.